Hi everyone, welcome to the AAO Radiolab 1 podcast season 2, the podcast hosted by the Academic Advising Office at Nazarbayev University. My name is Irina Sazdykova, I'm the Academic Advisor at the new Academic Advising Office, and I'll be hosting today's episode. I'm thrilled to announce that the brand new season of the AAO Radiolab 1 podcast is on its way. Get ready for a captivating journey through the realities, myths, and crucial aspects of your university experience. For those who enjoyed our first season, in which advisors read anonymous letters from our students with their concerns and issues, we sincerely appreciate your support and engagement. Season 1 featured insightful discussions with guest speakers from various schools and departments, as well as the first-hand experiences of fellow students. We covered a wide range of subjects that are relevant to students pursuing higher education, including stress management or selecting the right major. We received a positive response to the podcast, with listeners expressing their gratitude for the valuable information and advice shared. We extend our sincere appreciation to our guests and all those who have contributed to making the podcast a success. And although Season 1 has concluded, we are now starting our next chapter. Our mission remains steadfast: to address student concerns, offer insights, and provide valuable tips to enhance the student experience. Get ready to embark on a new season of the AAO Radiolab 1 podcast and explore the academic journey together. Our episodes will cover everything from the challenges and triumphs of your first semester to dispelling common myths about different majors. Additionally, we will address the topic of academic probation, providing guidance and support for those who might find themselves facing this challenge. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. And the topic of today's first episode in Season 2 is the freshman experience. And I'm really happy that today we have two guests joining me today. Karlash Mukanova, third-year World Languages student, AU fellow.
Hello, everyone.
And also we have Ayana Baturbayeva, second-year mathematics student who just finished her first year at the NU and is currently the intern at our office.
Hello, everyone.
So how do you feel today?
I'm feeling really excited to share my experience with our listeners.
Yes, I also feel very excited to be here, so thank you for the invitation.
Is this the first time you're recording a podcast?
For me, it's not.
For me, yes, it's the first time.
Okay, so I hope that you are excited. Okay, so just to get the thing started, how was your summer? What did you do during your break?
My summer was amazing because I spent my summer in Japan. I was on the exchange program, and now my summer is filled with work, you can say. Because I'm AAO fellow, we are now working hard and preparing for the orientation week and just getting trainings and everything. So yeah, this is how my summer is going.
Yeah, so for those who are listening to us, we're recording the podcast during the summer term. So this is the busiest season for all of us that we are preparing for orientation. Yeah. Ayana?
My summer is unusual also because it's not summer with rest and relaxation, because I took summer semester as I wanted to take one math course ahead, and also I registered one more course as an internship and one more internship.
Oh my god.
At here Academic Advising Office, I'm SMM intern.
Super productive.
What about you, Zarina?
Well, I was on my annual vacation for 2 weeks, but then as I get back, all this thing with orientation started, and we're very, very busy with this. Yeah, we're preparing welcoming new incoming students. So I'm not sure if this is the real summer. Okay, so as we get to the topic itself, tell us about your first year university experience. What you liked, what was difficult, what was exciting.
I think I remember after finishing my foundation year, I was super excited to start my undergraduate studies because I felt like I could take lots of different courses in linguistics and everything, because I already knew that I would be majoring in linguistics since foundation, even before applying here. So I was really excited about it. And we didn't have a super cool orientation like freshmen do, because we had like online semester, so it was quite sad for me a little bit, but I was still excited. We got like sessions, like general sessions, but we didn't have like disco, no prizes, and
barbecue
everything.
party.
Oh my god.
Welcome package.
Welcome package. We didn't have welcome packages, but I still, during my freshman year, I still got lots of new merch. So yeah, because I was really active during my freshman year. So I participated in different events. I participated in different like challenges, and there like Kahoot games, and there I won lots of new merch. So I have lots of merch until for now. Yeah. What about you, Ayana?
About orientation, we had offline orientation, and that was very interesting. And I also was a foundation year student, and our foundation year was online, and so I had this in my mind the comparison between online and offline. And of course, offline was much more interesting. There were so many general sessions where we could see each other, not through Zoom, not in the camera, but in real life. And it was very, very great.
Cool. Yeah.
So freshmen, enjoy these times, please.
Yes.
We didn't have this luxury.
So you are both foundation, admitted from foundation.
Yes.
I think that the experience of directly admitted students is a bit different, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was also, for those who don't know, I've also graduated from Nazarbayev University. So I also completed the foundation year before progressing to the bachelor status year. So I remember all these feelings. Okay.
What was your major?
I studied economics. I was majoring in economics with a minor in sociology, yeah. But now I'm the academic advisor. Okay. So how do you think, like, what are the biggest thing, the biggest fears or concerns students might have in their first year?
I think the first one is the registration one.
Yes.
Like, I was very excited, and then when I heard about registration, it was really unfamiliar for me. Actually, during my foundation year, we had this kind of registration, but we could register like for 5 minutes, and it was okay. There were still places, but when junior students or sophomores started to tell me that you have to register within 1 minute, I'm like, how? I've been registered 5 minutes, like, because I was choosing like which was the best when I was a foundation year student, but now I had to plan beforehand, and it was really hard for me, and because I couldn't figure out how to do like plan A or plan B, plan C, I ended up not having a sociology course, which I really, really wanted during my fall semester. And I remember that I was really stressed about it, and I was crying after that as well. But then I'm not sure. I think I joined the Zoom link with my advisor at that time, and she told me like, oh, just monitor the courses. And I was monitoring, and at the same day I registered economics, macroecon, and it was really interesting course. Actually, it turned out to be great, so I didn't lose anything. And during the spring semester, I was a little bit wiser in planning, so I could register sociology that I wanted. So it wasn't a big deal, actually.
That's really an advantage of SSH students, right? So that you're majoring in world languages, but you've also got the chance to register for economics classes, try some sociology, so trying different fields. Yeah.
But I still realize that linguistics is the best for me. Even though I took like all these classes, I still like linguistics more.
And now Ayana will be advocating for the math major.
Yes. About registration, well, I remember my first registration, I was so nervous before my first registration, but it was like ideal. I prepared I don't know, several plans like A, B, C, D, E, so many, but the plan A, like ideal that I prepared, it worked. And because we had first priority for all courses that we had to take, and so it was good. But in the spring semester, the priorities changed, like the second and third, so it wasn't so ideal, but it was normal, like, okay. And I think the biggest concern for math students will be technical electives, because we have to cover 3 technical electives and 1 should be 300 level or above. So you should think ahead which course you will take as technical elective, because you need to cover those prerequisites. For example, if you want to take physics 300, you need to take physics 161 and then several to cover those prerequisites.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Plan your schedule wisely.
Yeah.
I also want to add about the electives, because I think it's important, like for my major, to maybe register for social electives and humanities electives, like try to pick them as well, because as you your priorities change, and for example this year we don't have like sociology major sociology priorities for sociology courses, but some people have to take sociology classes to cover these electives. So yeah, take advantage of it and take classes that are lower level and not that hard. That will not ruin your GPA probably. So yeah, I think that's the important thing for VLC majors and maybe other.
Well, I think that it is true for all SSH undeclared majors.
Undeclared.
Yeah, so especially for those during the first year, it is okay to decide to change your major. So for example, maybe you're thinking about economics, but then when you come to the economics class, you will see that, well, maybe that doesn't suit me well, and maybe I want to try sociology. So in this case, it's better to have different options. Yeah, during my times, like when I was the first year student, we didn't have the advisor as such. So
oh my.
Yeah, we didn't have the test register account or anything else. So I was just told that we have the Office of the Registrar's website. I need to look for the priorities. I need to look for the course schedule and nothing else. So I needed to figure it all on my own. And that was the biggest trouble. Like, what should I do? What are the electives? What does the general elective mean? So this was very difficult. Yeah. So
I can't even imagine like the university audit advisors. Like, I don't know. It seems hard.
Yeah. So for now, like the advisors help all with the academic requirements. That we are available here for drop-in sessions during the registration, info sessions, mock registration, all these things. Yeah.
And I think like another challenge that freshman students may experience is the imposter syndrome. For example, some students may be like maybe straight A students when they're in high school, but when they come here, they might realize, oh, it's a little bit harder than I thought, or things like that. For example, when I attended the first linguistics class, Introduction to Linguistics, and it was like introductory session actually, but there were some students who were really brilliant and in the subject because they did their research before and they were interested before, but I was not like that, and I thought like, am I a bad student because of this? Like, why don't I know this kind of things? So yeah, imposter syndrome was real. But then at the end of the semester, I could pass all of my exams and everything was great at the end. So yeah, imposter syndrome is real. So just remember that you are capable of everything and you just have to work hard. Yeah, I think that's the major thing that freshman students should remember.
Well, students need to keep in mind that the school is not the same as the university. So the A's that you've got in the school are not the same as the A's at the university. This will require more time. So the studies here are different, right? Yeah.
Yes. Ayana, I'm curious, did you have like this kind of imposter syndrome when you were taking like calculus or something like this?
Yes, sure. I had this imposter syndrome, and sometimes I still have this imposter syndrome. For example, during the exams, for example, if I got like good or maybe like an excellent grade, I was like, oh no, it wasn't me. It wasn't because I study hard or something. It was just a luck, or it was just a professor is so like so very nice or something. It's not me. It's not me like this. But then I started to realize, since I tried to stop these thoughts, and tried to remind myself that no, you work hard and then you get good results. And that's all, like this.
Yeah, we usually do not give ourselves enough time to appreciate what we have accomplished in the several months, right? Yeah. I think that we somehow mentioned the point about the adaptation. So we know that it might be hard for some students to adapt to the university life and less for others. So how do you think students can dive into the new community, raise the sense of belongingness to university? So any ideas about it?
I think since it's offline, it's much easier than it was for me, because getting friends online and everything, it was really hard for me. But once I came to the campus, it was natural actually. Like you just meet someone at one event and you just ask for something from them, and then you just start talking, because like I noticed that any community can, like when you talk with any student, no matter what major he is or she is in, it's much easier to talk to them, because like you can just ask for their like courses or clubs, and you can just find a common ground with them. It's much easier. So just talk to people, maybe at events. Maybe if you can start with the orientation week and then club fair, and then join a club that you like, and then talk with people there, because there certainly will be different kind of team buildings, and you just have to attend them, and then I think it will be much easier to find friends. And once you find friends, they can ask you, for example, let's go there, and then just they can give you like some tips and advice. Like, oh, if you want to do this, you should go there. And you're like, oh, and then you can really blend in to the
society. You can also talk to students of different majors, right, of different classes, of years of study, so that you are not limited to only the freshman students.
Yes.
I also think it's very important to try everything during your freshman year. For example, talk to, as you said, to different people with different majors from different years of studies. Also try to join different clubs and participate in different events, not only academic ones, for example, but more general ones. For example, Astana Ball, or, I don't know, some concerts.
Club fair. Yeah.
Oh, club fair, yes.
Yeah, there are many things outside the classroom, right? So that you will have the chance to meet your classmates, doing the group work or some other assignments, but at the same time, there are so many opportunities to meet other people in the dorm. Not for Sun residents.
Yeah, in the dormitory, please talk to people. Like maybe there are some night games, like board games at night or something like this, because as no residents can't experience it. We only make friends on campus, not in the dorm. And I also think it's important to adapt to the university. Maybe also get acquainted with your professors. Like for example, I sometimes walk on campus and my professors are like, hi, how are you? And you will just talk and you can ask them maybe for some advice. For example, I have one professor from my foundation year, and sometimes I just say hello, and I ask him about Japanese, because I was going to the exchange program and he was ready to give his advice and everything. So I think it's really good.
Nice,
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of your professors.
Yes.
They're like the same people as you are. So, like, just communicate with them.
Well, also we have the student clubs, right? So we can join any student club of your interests, just to meet new people.
Zarina, have you been in any student clubs when you were like freshman or?
Yes, I was. So I just accidentally, randomly got into the New Contemporary Dance Club.
Oh.
So that was a very unique experience, because this was like taking 3 hours a day for rehearsals, for some stretching exercises. So this was very new for me. At the same time, this was difficult because this was the first time I was trying this. But I learned many things in dancing and also met many people. So that was both good for me. What about you?
In my freshman year, I continued some activities from the foundation year. So I was in the Ministry of Culture, and I got like, in my foundation year, I was like just a member, but then I was promoted.
Wow.
You can say that. as a vice minister, so I felt a little bit kind of more responsibility, and I think it was a little bit hard, adding to the fact that I was a freshman as well. So there was like a pressure from studies and pressure from social activities. So which enhanced my imposter syndrome. So yeah, it was a little bit hard, but it was really fun because we did lots of things. For example, we started a new decides contest, and Ayana was our first performer there.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a finalist there.
Yes, yeah, I remember.
And then we also did like postcards for Valentine's Day and for professors, and it was really fun things to do actually. So yeah, and I was also in the applicant support club. I think, yeah, I was one of the this club was closed for some time, and then we reopened it. So and then we started helping applicants to get to new, and I also tried doing campus tours for people and everything like this. And I think because of that, I realized that I love helping people and giving advice. That's why I'm AAO fellow now.
Well, as an advisor, I would say that, so you said that during your first year as a freshman, you had many clubs.
Yes.
So as an advisor, I need to say that you'll need to focus on your studies, especially in your first year. So we know that adapting to the university is a very difficult thing, and taking all these classes. Some engineering majors, for example, have 34 credits, or SMG students have 36 credits. So that might be very difficult to handle. So sure, you can join any student club, but at the same time you need to balance, right? So that maybe you have just one student club at the beginning, and then you will see over your academic performance. If you're okay with your studies, well, then you can take the other clubs as well.
Yes, I agree. I think I could pull that off because it was not my first year at the university.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I was a freshman, I think I would be more careful, I guess.
Yeah.
What about you, Ayana?
During the foundation year, I was member of 2 clubs. Well, actually 3, but from the third, I was kicked out.
Oh my god. You have to tell the story that you told us.
Yeah. The first club was iGEM club, and it's like 1 year-round competition. So I started from foundation year and then continued to the first year.
Usually the biology students, right, go into
Yes.
that, but you're a math student.
Yes, because I like to explore different fields, not only math, but
That's
also
really
in
cool.
biology and other. So I decided to join this biology club. Always, when I say to people that I was a member of iGEM, they always say to me "But you're a mathematician. What are you doing?"
ACM, I don't know.
Yeah.
What else we have?
Siam
Siam,
club,
yeah.
yes.
Women in mathematics.
Yeah. But I decided to join iGEM, and it was a great experience. I got many good friends from the club, and we won gold medal.
Wow.
That was great. Thank you. And I also was a part of student government, and I'm still part of student government for 3 years.
She's a minister now.
Super dedicated member.
Yeah.
So you are a minister.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
a minister now.
Now, during the foundation year, I was in the Ministry of Education, and then when, in the first year, I joined another ministry because I like to try different things. So I decided to change the ministry, and it was residential life and security, and now I'm the minister of residential life and security.
Also promotion.
Yes.
Yeah, she was promoted.
Yes. So yeah, that was, and also I agree that you should balance your studies and clubs. And I know some people, they have so many clubs and they still have a good GPA. So you just have to explore and try different things, what will works for you.
What about the third club?
Well, I remember it was, we talk about those clubs, etc., etc. It's very good and a cool experience, but sometimes you may face the situation when you will not be accepted to a club. And that's okay. It's not problem of that club or your problem. It's just the life. That's okay.
Life happens.
Life happens. Yes. I remember in the fall semester, it was one day, I needed to do one big assignment, and I applied to one club. I applied to two clubs, one academic one and one more like for my soul and not so academic. And I was member of that third club during the foundation year. And at one day, I got rejected from those two clubs, and I was kicked out from that third club. And I also needed to do that biggest assignment at that day. So I was very, very stressed. Yes, but I just at that day, I just tried to relax and say to myself, okay, that's okay. I don't remember what exactly I did. I think I just bought a chocolate and watched a film, and that's all. Yes, stress relief.
Yeah, that usually like getting the rejections, it's not the end of the world. Like, okay, we'll find another club. Yeah, they might be different reasons. Like maybe you are not matching the club's vibe, or they are not matching you. So that's okay. Yeah. Well, I think that we all need to remember that the university is not strictly an academic experience. Like there are many things outside the classroom, and it's important to balance schoolwork with socializing, right? So you'll need to recognize that, well, university is also about the clubs, about meeting new people, having all these research things. I don't know any other. So how do you think, do you have any tips for balancing the studies and social life?
I think, first of all, like from technical stuff, you should have a Google Calendar, because like it's my life now. Like it's really important to dedicate some time to eating, like breakfast and lunch and everything, because sometimes with all of those things that you have to do, you might forget it. And like I start my day with planning, like when I will have lunch, when I will have breakfast and this kind of things, and then plan out like every study session. Like at the beginning, like it's hard for you to plan. It's really important to at least start planning, like every single little thing that you do. Like, for example, even like opening a laptop or something like this, because it might be the hardest thing is to start, actually. And then you can also use like to-do lists and add little different to like your tasks there. For example, I have like To-Doist, the app called like that, and I like it that I can add like priorities to the task. Like it's more like it has first priority, it's the second priority, it's the third priority things to do, and then I can start with the most hard stuff in the morning, and then I have the rest of the day to do my other things. And I want to ask like Jana and maybe Zarina as well, maybe do you have any kind of maybe applications that you use to help you to like balance your studies? And
yes, I also use Google Calendar. There you can add all the deadlines. For example, you will have, you have a course syllabus, then you can add all the deadlines ahead in the Google Calendar and put the notification. So the Google Calendar can notify you that, in 2 weeks, for example, you will have exam 1 or quiz or something. And also one more app that I use. It's not actually app, it's like a website. It's called Notion. I think it's very popular. Yeah, so it's very convenient because you can use it for different things. You can plan your day. You can also set there the calendar, and I think basically you can do the Notion everything that you wish. So yeah.
I count my credits there, like what courses I have to take and everything.
Well, for all the students who are listening to us, you will have the degree awarded by the academic advisor, so you do not need to calculate it on your own, but still. Well, in my bachelor studies, I didn't use any app at all. Like, I don't know, I just remembered all the deadlines. I knew that. Well, I was like panicking a lot, so I knew all the deadlines in advance. So I was able to manage this on my own without the apps. And I think that in my old times, there was no like such a fashion of having all these apps on your phone. Like you are only using Gmail and mobile, and that's all. So I didn't have any, but once I joined the academic advisors team here, I started using the Google Calendar. And I think that's really perfectly suits the studying, all the schedule. I think that it's also important not only to schedule the deadlines there, for example, I don't know, passing the homework for History of Kazakhstan course, but at the same time, put some time for relaxation as well there. Because usually like going back to the imposter syndrome, so for example, when I was like having like Saturday and I was just I don't know, watching Netflix or something else, I would be telling myself, oh, you could have done this homework. You're always like saying, even in your free time, you're always saying to yourself like, oh, you could have been studying now, but you are not studying, right? So we're always saying this, but at the same time, that's also important to relax, right? To have some time for yourself, enjoy your time with your friends or close ones. So I think that it's also important to schedule some relaxed sessions, like, I don't know, on Friday I will have an hour doing yoga, or I don't know, just laying or just sleeping or anything else, but schedule this time and not miss it, so that not have this burnout at the end.
And I also agree with that, actually. In my first year, like the most productive times that I had studying are actually times when I allowed myself to just relax and watch something or chat with friends, because like I knew, okay, I will chat with them, I'm having fun, but then I know that I have a deadline. And for example, if I have like 30 minutes before the meeting with my friend, that 20 minutes I can finish lots of tasks because I want to finish it so that I can hang out with my friends. And this is much more productive. And I also used to have like enough time. So I still follow it like at around like 4 or 5 p.m. I usually want to sleep, so I take a nap like 20 minutes. But it's hard doing this on campus. Sometimes I go to relax room and sleep there. But usually when it was online, I used to like just take my nap, and I was more productive than just being awake all the time. So find things that help you relax, and that would be great.
Just to be clear, that we don't mean forget homework, just party or something else. We're just suggesting that you give yourself a night or two during the week where you will decide, so yes, I will go to watch a movie with my friends. And it's important that if you're enjoying your time with friends, let yourself relax and be present instead of worrying about everything you have to do after. So like be in the moment, and not only will you be more productive when you work, but you'll also enjoy this university experience with your friends much more.
Regarding the balance, like study and life, and I realized that when I'm in the flow state, like when I'm totally concentrated on my studies, on what I'm doing, I'm really more productive. And for example, what makes me like disciplined and motivated to study is actually I just put meaning in everything that I do. Like, okay, for example, this course, like History of Kazakhstan, this is important to me because, for example, it's a core course, I don't want to fail it, and also it's because it's the history of my country, and that's how I motivate myself. Or for example, I knew that I will not be economics student, but I still took microecon, but I just found some interesting bits about it. Like it was really interesting for me to in that course we had an application, like a website. There were different models you could click on some stuff. It was really fun. I just and I said like, okay, you'll be sitting today and you'll be working on that website, which is really pretty and really interesting. So you will be like working with that, and like I think like gamification stuff is really important. Like really, for example, I think like I'm a third year student, so I'm on the third level of my I'm on the third level. I advanced or something like this, and I think this is how I just get disciplined. Or for example, I really enjoyed. I have a big essay, for example, and I still use this strategy. I just start with for example, I have rubrics. I just paste these rubrics into the blank paper because if when you see a blank paper, you don't want to work on this.
Yeah.
But I have something in there like rubrics, what I have to do. So everything is written there. And sometimes I start like some papers, for example, in rhetoric class, they have like formatting. And it's really complicated. Like margin should be like this, and the font should be like that. And I just start doing the title page, like making it pretty, at least. Like, and this is how like I like working with pretty stuff. Like, oh, it's pretty, so I can start working. yeah, that's. I think this is how you can start and get a little bit disciplined. After some time, you don't have to make it pretty. You just get used to that. But at the beginning,
what a deadline will make you do this.
Also deadline. I just like starting things like 2 weeks or a week in advance because I know that I will be stressing so much. I will be crying, and I don't like this feeling. So I try to avoid this stress.
I think that you start the things doing in advance. For example, studying, I say in 2 weeks before, you will have the time to talk to the professor during the office hours, right? So like if there are any additional ideas, he might give you or anything else on which you can work, so that you are not doing this in the middle of the night before the deadline. So yeah, that's very wise. Ayana, what about you?
How to maintain the discipline and the motivation. I think the first thing that I would like to mention is you can perceive everything as a journey, as a game, or as a film. For example, you can just imagine in your head that you are an actress or actor, you're a main character, but actually you are a main character of your own life. But so you can just perceive everything that just play around, try new things, explore. Imagine that you are an investigator and, for example, you need to investigate and collect as much information as you can, something like this. It will help you to manage the stress, the stressful periods of your life. And also regarding the assignments, for example, some assignments can be very complicated and you can be afraid of starting those complicated assignments. And I think the good strategy, I use that strategy. You can set up the timer for example, 10 minutes. And in that 10 minutes, you sit and you express all your emotions. For example, I don't want to do this. Oh, it's so hard. Oh, I'm so tired. And you just express all of your emotions in those 10, 20 minutes. And then when the timer is off, you just try to switch off your emotions and just start with zero emotions because you left them and now you are with a fresh mind. You just try to start your assignment.
Well, I've never heard about this. It's really interesting, actually.
Well, there are so many techniques, right? Like the famous one is Pomodoro technique. I don't know, everyone recommends that. Yeah, but as I said, there are a variety of them, and you'll need to select which one fits you best, right? So, for example, maybe this one doesn't work for me, but I will find the other one. Or not using a technique at all, but in the end, you'll need to understand that, I needed the strategy. Yeah, I think that you'll need to have the studies organized. Well, just as a promotion, the academic advising office usually has these group advising sessions with students, during which we discuss different things, giving also different insights and tips for students how to handle their studies and social life better. And during the group advising sessions, we usually have this sessions exactly devoted to the study life balance. Is called Study Smarter, Not Harder. So like approaching studies wisely. So attend the sessions.
Yes. We'll be waiting for
you. Karla will also be there.
I can elaborate on some stuff that I said here.
So what are the top 3 things that you wish you knew before your first year? Top 3. I know that's difficult.
Yeah. I think it's kind of related to the things that we said already. But first of all, I wish that I didn't forget to rest at the beginning, and I wish I knew that resting actually is more productive than studying 24/7. This is the first thing. And the second thing, I wish I knew that, I don't know how, but some people know exactly that it's better to register some courses during the second year and some courses in the first year, but I didn't know that. So sometimes I did not the best decisions regarding some electives selection and things like that, because in my spring semester I took somehow two, I took a language course. I also took another linguistics course and also world languages, Introduction to Literary Studies. So there were 3 my major courses, but then when I started to be a sophomore, I realized that I still have a priority for them. So why did I register for them? Not why didn't I register history class or maybe another sociology class? These things, I wish I knew that I will still have a priority afterwards for my major courses. And the last thing, I think it's really beneficial. I wish I knew that it's really beneficial to talk to people, and especially juniors and seniors, and it's okay to ask them questions. You are not being annoying or something. Of course, you should ask, is it okay to ask? But I think most of the knowledge and things that I know, I learned from people who are older than me. They're juniors and seniors, and some of them are alumni now, and they really helped me with lots of questions that I had, and they told me about different opportunities. So I wish I started to talk to people and ask them questions before that, even just small questions about the priorities thing.
Well, we now have the EU fellows there. Yeah, so they are ready to answer all of your questions in the chat, so during the session. So you will have the junior, senior peers to whom you can contact. Yeah. Well, I think that they might be lonely moments, but I think that also you need to understand that, well, the best thing about the EU is the people, and each of them face the common freshman year problems. So we're all feeling the same, but at the same time, the more you interact with your classmates, you will then become the part of the EU community. Yeah, Yana, what are your top 3 things?
My first thing is it's okay to spend more time on one course in comparison to another. For example,
priorities, right? Prioritize.
Yes, and also, for example, you have to study 15 topics for your math exam, for example, and let's imagine that you can study them in 1 hour, and you feel, oh, great, I can study my 15 topics in 1 hour, but then you have to write, for example, an essay, and you set the timer for 1 hour, and then you may face a situation when you will not be able to write a full essay in 1 hour, and that's okay. You don't need to have this perfect time management. It's okay if you spend a little bit more time on something or a little bit less. Yes. The second thing is about advice. Of course, it's very important to listen to other people and ask for advice, but I think it's important to remember that sometimes not all advice will work for you, and you need just to explore what works for you. For example, we have so many astounding students at our university, and it's important to remember that you don't need to follow their path. You don't need to follow their path.
Discover your own.
Yes, you need to create your own unique path, and it will never be similar to anyone not only in the whole university, but in the whole world, I think. Yes. So, yes. And the third one is more related to general life, and I think it's more related to dormitory residents. Find 2 main people in your university life. It's hairdresser and dentist. because I think it's you will need those 2 people, hairdresser and dentist, and it's better to find your own in the new city, because of course you have those two people in your own city, but you will not go to your city just because of these two people. So it's better to find them here in Astana.
Only those who manicure lashes.
Yes.
Well, I would also add that it's very important to stay in touch with your family. So moving out and starting university is as big a milestone for your family as it is for you. So they also very worried about this all, and it's important to, even if you do not want to call your family all the time, you still need to stay in touch and keep them updated with your life, no matter how often it's important for everyone's well-being. So making new friends is important, but staying in touch with those from home is just important as too.
Yes.
And regarding the student clubs, there's also like a club called Annual Awards, which at the end of the year they make like a ceremony and an award ceremony for all the students at NU. And I think you should also participate in that as well, because Ayana and I were nominated. We both were nominated for the Freshman of the Year, and it was a really great experience because it's really cool, reflecting on your freshman year. You worked all of this to that point, and then you are nominated, and you're like, wow, then I did something good, and I did something impactful for the university as well. So I think it's really good, and please be active so that you can maybe get nominated and win the award, because it's just a nice reminder for you, because after that reward I was like, I should do more next year, because this is only the beginning, like something like this.
Well, that's it, the beginning. We have the another word, student of the year or senior student of the year, right?
Yeah, I have to get senior student of the year.
And of course, don't have, well, if you want to have that goal, that's okay, but I don't think that you should just focus on this, I want to get nominated and I will do everything for that. Just do everything what you want, just study well, have extracurricular activities, and if you will get nominated, that will be great, of course.
Yeah.
Some people even ask sometimes, what are the achievements that made you win or made you nominated for the Freshman of the Year? Ayana, what do you think?
Oh, well, it's a very hard question. I think
I need help.
Yes, I think
the academic performance, right? The first thing.
Yes, academic performance, and the second one, extracurricular activities, maybe participating in student clubs, being engaged in the student life.
Yeah, I think GPA also matters, because you can just say I have this kind of GPA, and people will say wow, or something like this.
I'm the dean's list student.
Yes. And also important thing would be extracurriculars, and maybe how engaged you are with students, because I think in some parts it's also important to be seen by others, maybe answering other students' questions, and also helping other people to adapt with you as well, because even though I was freshman year student, I tried to help other freshmen as well, sharing the knowledge that I have, and being just active will also help. I think, and also you can nominate yourself as well. Your friends can nominate you, or also you, if you think you deserve to get this award, you can apply to that as well. But I think everyone deserves to get this award, actually.
So you just do your work,
yes,
and then this will be a little appreciation of everything you've done. So in the previous years, the team of AU tutors, the team of AU fellows also got the student awards. So as the peer support of the year.
Yeah.
So that's nice. We're doing this just to help people, but at the same time you get the award. This is not the first goal we have to get the nomination. But at the same, that's really nice to have this appreciation. Yeah.
A little reminder.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's also okay if your goals are different. You do not care about these nominations at all. I don't know, you have any other goal, like having an internship or something else. So that's also okay. Goals are different.
But-
actions are also different.
But you can just attend the any awards because like the vibe is completely
that's
different.
true,
Like it was really good.
It feels like an Oscar.
Yeah, just sitting there is also just really good.
So I think that we discussed many things today, right? So I think that we all need to say that we do not have this. There is no one university experience, not one. So everyone has her own university experience. So we say that, well, you might join the club or not, you might succeed in your studies or not. So the goals, the priorities are different, right?
Yeah.
So what are your final notes, final words to freshman students?
I think, as Ayana said before, just try new things and don't be afraid of making mistakes, because by making mistakes you learn lots of things. Of course, sometimes they can be painful, but this is how you grow as a person and as an individual as well. Just to say that everyone is having their hardships. So even though you look at someone and think, oh, they have everything figured out, they have like perfect GPA, they're so like amazing and things like that, and I'm not like this. Actually, you don't even know what's happening behind the scenes. So just focus on your path. Just what I have to do today to get closer to my goal and to be happier a little bit today. Like, so yeah, I think that would be my message.
My message for freshman students will be, like, you will have many ups and downs during your freshman year. You will meet many new people. You will have some different experience that you have never had before, and just never give up. And remember that you are the main character and main investigator. So everything will be great and okay, and I believe in you.
Woo! Well, the freshman year passes in the blink of an eye. So remember that you have so many things, you have so many people who genuinely care about you, like starting from advisors. So there are always people whom you can always contact. There might be challenges here, they might be isolating, frustrating, anything else, and it can be embarrassing to talk about them. But there are still people who care about you, and also you'll need to give yourself time to find your place here at NU, and you will. So thank you all for today's episode.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, I hope that freshmen will really enjoy listening to our podcast. Again, as a reminder, we're available on all the podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube. We'll have more episodes about different majors such as biology, computer science, humanities and social sciences. So this will be a very interesting season. Yeah, so stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.